Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I have two new molds I made. This one is brand new, I haven't poured it yet. This is the shark tooth, and this one should be available in my eBay store now. So I'm testing out the prototype. I think I have to do one more thing to it, but it should be in the eBay store by the time this video goes out. This one is part one of a two-part mold. So this one is gonna have a brother or a sister. Eventually, I just haven't made it yet. I'm waiting for my mold housing to come in because this mold housing was handmade by me, and I'm waiting for a professional one to come in. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so wonky. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're just going to have to wait till the end. You already know what this one is. This I'm going to fill with, I found this stuff. It's like a pearlescent like filler. It was in the floral department at Michael's Arts and Crafts. So I thought that that might be kind of pretty in the shark tooth. This one I will eventually be filling with this glitter. I don't know where I got it. It's not something that I sell, but it's something that's been sitting here, and I thought it would be fitting for this particular mold. There is a little design on the inside. I don't know that you could see it very well. And I'm going to use these two tiny little brushes that were sent to me and these mica powders. I don't know how well I'm going to do getting it in that area, but I'm certainly going to give it a try. If it doesn't work out, then I think the next time I pour it, when I unmold it, that's when I'll do the painting and embellishing on the outside. But I wanted to try it this time. So before I mix up any resin, I'm going to get these in, and I kind of know where I want them, if I remember what I'm doing with these four colors. And I will probably fast forward because this is going to be a little tedious because it's very hard to see in here. And I still want this to be a little surprise, to give you something to think about during this episode of Glitz and Glitter. Okay, well that went on really well. I did find a similar link to these. It's not this exact one, but it's pretty similar to these. So if I remember, I will link it. If I don't remember, remind me, and I will do that for you if I can find it again. Georgia, if you're watching and you have the link to these, send it to me and I will save it for the next time. All right, so let me try this one. I'm not sure which brush is going to work better for this. And this one actually works pretty good, but I also want to try the little bristle brush. Let me try the little bristle brush and see if that one is going to work too. I'm trying to avoid any extra cleanup, and the little bristle brush is going to make me do some cleanup. So I am going to use the other one right now because I could see it squirting. So let me put you on a little fast forward until I'm done, and then we'll get some resin mixed. All right, I've got 5 ounces mixed up, and I did want to mention this epoxy resin that I started using. As you can see, it now comes in a 2-gallon kit, which is so much better than those little tiny ones. Well, for me anyway, but the good thing about this, if you can't lift 2 gallons, these actually come with pumps. So the casting resin is not the only one that comes with pumps anymore. The 2-gallon epoxy resin kit comes with pumps. For those of you who have a hard time with your hands or holding something that heavy, this comes with pumps. So, and I did hear some people chattering on either Facebook or the comments in here that the casting and the epoxy resin are one and the same, but in my experience, they're not. The epoxy resin has 40 to 50 minutes of work time, and you cannot pour it that deep. The casting resin, this one here that I have in the black jug that I usually am using all the time, this one only has a 20-minute work time, but you could pour that one at least 1 inch deep. I've poured it 3 inches deep and didn't have a problem. So there are slight differences between the two. So keep that, they're not exactly the same. They're not trying to brand something to get you to buy them. I mean, in my experience, they're a little different. So I have 1 ounce that I've taken and I put in this cup. I'm just going to fill these. I don't know if we're gonna lose these or not in resin, to be honest with you. Are they going to be like rhinestones? Well, I'm going to just, let me move this out of the way. Have you guessed what this is yet? That was my first time filling it, so of course I'm trying to be careful. And I did have a use for both of those little brushes in there. So they both came in handy in certain different things that I was doing. So I have filled that. I don't know what this is going to be like now. So I'm going to have extra. I only put 1 ounce in here, but with all these little bead thingies, I'm going to be making some extras. Just for you, Renee, just for you. My friend Renee, I don't think she'll watch me unless I have extras in the video. I think she only watches me for the extras anymore. Just kidding, Renee. All right, so I'm just gonna squish this in. Maybe this wasn't the best mold to try this in. I don't know. So now I have a lot of extra little bead things. And in this one, I need a bigger stick. I'm going to dump a whole bunch of this glitter that I don't know where I got it from. I've had this glitter for years, so I cannot link it. I'm sorry. I have no clue where it came from. I'm just going to pack it until I can't see clear on my stick anymore. And I think that's probably good. All right, let's fill this one up. Let me see here. I don't know which way is up. And I'm hoping, well, maybe I'll just tap it down. Let me grab a little stick. I just want to make sure it gets in all the crevices it needs to go into. And I don't know how much this holds either. I did not measure it. I know it took a lot more silicone than I ever dreamed to make the mold. So unfortunately, it's not going to be one of the cheaper molds because of the silicone cost. And you may want the set of the two when you see when it comes out. However, I don't have the other one made yet, like I said. All right, so that's it. Now I got to figure out what to do. Wow, I've got a lot of this extra, a little of this extra. Let me put it into something and I'll see you on demold. Everything is cured. I poured some of the beads in the new bead molds I got with the extras. And I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that filler stuff didn't work so hot in the resin, which is why I've already unmolded the shark's tooth and tried to doctor it up. So here's the extras. I tried to salvage them. They're very, very faint bits of pastel colors in the gray. So I don't know that I'll use that again in resin. As you can see, I tried to fix it up with a little rose and a charm thingy. So that's what I did. I have 4 of these. Instead of wasting the resin, I figured let's try to play on those colors. You probably can't see the colors in the camera, but they're very, very light pastel colors inside, but you see mostly gray. So unfortunately, can you tell without my hand behind it? So I'm like, oh, I wonder what that shark tooth is going to look like. Am I going to have to doctor it up? So yes, I did. So I shined it all up. Now the mold I had, this is not shiny on the mold, because on a shark tooth, when you find them, that's how they are. So I decided to make the mold with this part shiny and this part dull, but because of the stuff inside of this, it needed to be shined up. So I added UV resin to it to shine it up. So you always have that option if you end up with the mold. If you want to shine it, you can, but you have it dull on purpose before you shine it up. You know what I mean. So I added the rhinestones to put a touch of blue to pull the blue out of them. I shined up the back the best that I could. I tried to make a keychain out of it, but because the beads in there, I had a hard time drilling through it, so I did have to repair the corner. So I don't think I'm going to do anything with this one. I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to get it out there. So let's see how hard these beads are. Oh, that really wasn't too bad. Oh, wow, that looks really cool. This one's a rounded one. Of course, my glitter sank because it's chunky and I didn't put any Elmer's glue in there. Now I'm kind of worried about this one. But there's glitter up there, so that's a good sign. So that's really pretty. Getting it in this mold was not fun with chunky glitter. So let's get these out. And then, yeah, maybe I'll be making, when I make some more beads, I think, well, look, yeah, my glitter sunk. Can you see? I got blue gloves on. I guess I don't need my gloves anymore. I was working with the extras, and I didn't want to get it on my hands. So let me get these all out. Hopefully I don't rip that little. So yeah, we got half clear, but I guess if you stack them, it won't be so bad. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. I wanted to try the molds, but I should have put glue in my glitter this time. I didn't have much extras. Well, of the other stuff I did. I wish it was more of this stuff. At least I would have had some much prettier extras. All right, well, those molds work really, really good. So we've got a bunch of beads. I'm just gonna basically collect them until I have enough to use those keychain molds. All right, are we ready to get this out and see what we are working with? Now, this is my prototype and I used a harder silicone. So if you purchase this, you will have a much softer silicone than I made. It'll be a lot easier for you to get out because, like I said, I was mixing a whole bunch of stuff and I just poured it. So I'm gonna grab this over here. Sorry that you can't see it. I just don't want to rip anything off. All right, there it is. It's a little turtle up on his back. So there's the back of his shell, and there's kind of like his belly with a flower on it. What do you think? I need to trim the back a little bit. Super cute, and like I said, it's got a sibling that is not on his back, and there is a pattern around the edges, but because of the glitter you can't see it, so maybe that was a bad choice for the first time mold. But there is like a little pattern around the side. You could probably fill it in. I'm gonna put some little eyes and a face on him. let me do that and let me be right back. All right, you probably can't see most of what I've done, but I have taken some time and I blinged her out. I put the eyes on. So if I was to do this again, I don't know if I'd use glitter. I think I would use color because I put super blingy toenails on her on all 4 feet. I went all the way around this inner circle with some clearish rhinestones. I outlined the flower in some black lines so it kind of, you could see it better. So yeah, I think if I was to do this again, it would be in a plain color, not so much glitter. And I will do this again just as soon as I have the other turtle ready. So the other one is not on its back. The other one is on 4 feet and has a pattern on his back. So what do you guys think about the new little mold? It's about that big. Holds, I don't know, I didn't measure it. What is it, 3.5 ounces? Maybe? Probably 3 ounces, I'm guessing. All right, well, that's it for today. Short little video for you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you guys all have a blessed day. Stick around for some final pictures if I can get good ones. All right, bye-bye.